Our top story today takes us to France, where hundreds of thousands of people, including 40 world leaders, are participating in a unity march after the Charlie Hebdo tragedy and the supermarket drama that left 17 people dead. The French government invited several ministers from other Western nations. US Attorney General Eric Holder is also expected to be there. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas are amongst the participants paying homage to the victims of what has been said to be the worst terror attack in the last 9 years.
And now to Nigeria, where an even greater tragedy has been reported. On Saturday, a 10-year-old suicide bomber blew herself up in a busy market in Nigeria. Although no group has taken responsibility for the attack, many believe it was organized by Boko Haram. Here, at least 2,000 people were killed in a series of terrorist attacks by the group this week in the north of the country. The deadly events were first reported by human rights group Amnesty International. The attacks come 5 weeks away from the presidential elections.
And in other top news, the Venezuelan president Nicolás Maduro has received the backing of Iranian leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. He has backed the agreement reached on Friday by Maduro and his Iranian counterpart Hassan Rouhani. Both countries have vowed to work to revert the current trend in oil prices. This week, the price per barrel dropped below $50. This sparked worries in oil-producing countries. Maduro is touring the OPEC member countries seeking support. He is now scheduled to meet officials in Saudi Arabia, who have persistently rejected the idea of reducing production.
In Mexico, 4 people were killed Saturday by gunmen in Acapulco in the state of Guerrero. 2 of them were teachers. Over 2,000 teachers and 10,000 students have refused to go back to school since October due to increasing security concerns and the widespread presence of drug cartels. The teachers blame the government for failing to guarantee safety and demand the state to increase security in schools.
The Costa Rican government is ready for the CELAC summit, which will take place in the country's capital, San Jose, from the 25th through the 29th of January. Costa Rica holds the pro tempore presidency of the regional body. Foreign Minister Manuel González highlighted Saturday the importance of the recent agreement between China and CELAC, saying the landmark deal shows what CELAC is possible of achieving. The summit will mark the end of Costa Rica's presidency, and President Luis Guillermo Solís will hand the leadership of the bloc to the Ecuadorian President Rafael Correa.
The news that officials from the Mexican state oil company Pemex are close to signing a deal to import light crude from the United States, one of the biggest customers of Mexico's own oil, leaves many in wonder. The plan, which includes Mexico importing 100,000 barrels of oil a day, was formulated as part of the country's controversial energy reform approved last year. Mexican officials applauded the reform, which opens the national energy sector to privatization for the first time in 76 years.
To take advantage of the instruments that the energy reform has given us, we are committed to being more efficient and productive, and we are convinced that via this route, we will be able to participate with success with the competition that the same energy reform has established.
Yet some analysts say that further investigation is needed, as there are strong doubts over the effectiveness and benefits of Mexico importing oil from the United States.
There's a contradiction. Why are we going to buy 100,000 barrels from the U.S. while we are selling them 200,000?
Approximately one-third of Mexico's public spending comes from its energy sector. With the dramatic recent drop in global oil prices, as well as threats of cuts in spending by Mexico's finance minister, experts warn the extra costs of importing oil may only worsen Mexico's public funding shortages. Clayton Khan, Telesur, Mexico City.
The Al-Nusra Front, which is an al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group in Syria, suffered a significant blow Sunday after clashes with the government forces. 220 militants were reported injured or killed. Meanwhile, fighting continues for the Kurd border town of Kobani. The US launched a series of airstrikes since Friday to support Kurdish forces fighting the Islamic State group.
In Palestine, Hamas has condemned the terrorist attacks in France and rejected the attempts of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to equate the group to a terrorist organization. The Hamas spokesman Fawzi Barhoum expressed his solidarity with the French people and said Gaza too had suffered terrorism from the Israeli government. The statement by the group comes after the Lebanese group Hezbollah also condemned the attacks in France earlier this week.
Today is a sunny day in the Gaza Strip. Over the past days, Gaza suffered the bad weather with a cold storm hitting the coastal enclave and also the Palestinian territories. Medical sources said that at least 3 Palestinians, including 2 children, 2 babies, have died because of suffering this cold. Until now, the Palestinian officials are trying their best to somehow help the Palestinian people and offer them better shelter so they can survive this winter.
Director Alejandro González Iñárritu's film Birdman has been nominated for 7 Golden Globe Awards. The ceremony will take place Sunday in Hollywood. The Mexican director will also compete for the Best Director award against Wes Anderson, director of the hit film Grand Budapest Hotel, and director Richard Linklater, who directed the film Boyhood.
Facts that have marked the course of history. Productions designed in the English language and made for the English-speaking world. This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. Telesur, wherever the news, you'll be there.